What's up, everybody? This is Zen Viking. Just hanging out, having myself a little picnic today next to the creek here, and figured I'd talk a little bit about Vargo Hexagon stove and some benefits that it has over the Emberlit. I like the Emberlit, and I love the guy who made the Emberlit. Mikhail is awesome. He's a fantastic guy. He's got a lot of neat skills, and he's just really nice, and he's a really great businessman. I actually bought an Emberlit from him, and they were back ordered. He had gotten a whole bunch of orders and ran out, and I didn't know that, but I was like waiting. I was like, hey man, when's my stove coming through? I'm excited. I want to play with it. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, blah 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 blah. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll send you a sleeve, because I ordered one without a sleeve. He said, I'll send you a sleeve to go with your stove. And I was like, oh, you don't have to do that, dude. It's all good. I understand. Things are backlogged. It happens. And he's like, no, I'll send it to you. And then he sent me and then it was supposed to come with the stove, and it didn't come with the stove. And I really didn't care. I didn't think it was a big deal. But then, like 2 weeks later or something like that, he sends me an email. He's like, did I send you that sleeve that went with that stove? And I was all like, dude, no, you didn't, but it's cool, dude. I'm a satisfied customer. You're all right, man. And he's like, no, and he sent me that goddamn sleeve. I couldn't believe it. It was great. But I ended up liking this stove better. And it sucks. I wish I didn't, but I do. Because of the hinge design. I like the hinge design because I found that with the Emberlit, I was taking it apart and putting it back together, and I didn't like taking it apart. It just drove me nuts. I was worried that I was going to lose pieces, and and I was getting my hands all dirty, and it was too high maintenance, and I didn't like that. It was nice that it had little nubs at the top that you could use 2 sticks and move it around. That was pretty cool, but I like this better. It's just, for me, it's just simpler setup and takedown. I did this once. I don't know if I probably can't catch this on camera because I only have one hand. But I actually picked it up by the door with my pliers. I held the door and then used my knife underneath to support it. And I lifted it up and boom, pitched it in the water. And then I was able to hang on to it with the grips, or with the pliers, and just boop 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 boop, and accordion it back down together. And I really liked that. I thought that was really cool. Also, I like that this thing stows. This is my favorite pot right here. Is the GSI kettle, and the little container that it comes with actually fits. The Vargo stove fits in there. Now maybe the mini Emberlit would fit in there too, but I just don't like. I like it. I like the hinge design better. But I like Mikhail so much that I want to tell him, Mikhail, make a stove that's got a hinge design like this one. You could totally make an Emberlit that had a hinge design. I also think that it burns better with the perforated bottom. I don't know if I can back this stuff up enough to show you, but can you see that in there? This bottom is perforated. It's got holes in it, and I think that drastically improves the airflow of this stove over the Emberlit. Now I'm not sure. I think Mikhail might have a different bottom plate that is perforated, or has holes in it, instead of just the base steel plate. At first I thought the base steel plate was a good idea because I didn't want any ash getting on the ground, but then I found out very quickly, even with the Emberlit, with it all closed up, that you get ash everywhere, and that's just the way it is. I just decided to start cooking, on rocks more often. But he might have an alternate base plate that has the perforations in it. If he does, that would be good. If he doesn't, he should get one. I'm making genmai cha here, but I think my tea leaves are about played out. Genmaicha is amazing. In case you don't know, Genmaicha is a Japanese tea that's green tea cut with toasted rice. You can actually see it. Here, I'll show you the other stuff. You can actually see the toasted rice in it. And I got to tell you, it's just one of the most wonderful teas you could ever have. I've gotten everybody I can. I get them hooked on Genmaicha. Let me open this here. I'll show you. You can't quite see in there that well. There you go. You can see it's like Rice Krispies in there. And it's just wonderful, wonderful stuff. Okay. Anyways, back to the stove. I think the Vargo is just a lot simpler. I know it's more complex in its design, but its execution and its use is simpler. I don't have to have the adapters on the top. My smaller pots, they just fit right on up there. And I would need that adapter with that Emberlit to do that. Now again, yeah, there's the Mini, and you know, I'll give you that. The Mini probably doesn't have that problem, but I think the hinged design is superior. And I advocate, if you see this, Mikhail, maybe I'll even try to message you this. If you see this, Mikhail, I don't know if you can do it or not, because it is a lot more complex process than just cutting pieces of steel out. But if you could make a hinged stove with a perforated bottom, I would love to buy one from you. Well, anyways, I guess that's a little bit of ranting on some gear there and whatnot. So I guess I'll cut you loose for the day. This is Zen Viking, sharing the Dharma with anybody and sharing the gear with everybody. Or whatever, I don't know. I'll come up with something cool to say at the end of my videos one of these days. Like Hickok 45 does, Life is Good. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something. We'll figure something out. Something about sharing Dharma and sharing gear. But well wishes to you, and many blessings, and thanks for watching, and have a great day, my friend.